Hi everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Black version, hopefully this time with no weird internet disconnection death issues. So before I begin today, some things happened, not to me, but I do gotta talk about this, and in particular we have to talk about the death of Yuzu, and consequently of Citra. I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit brief, but of course a lot of people know that the Switch and 3DS emulator made by this group were taken down today as part of a settlement with Nintendo, and they will no longer be developed. And that's a shame. I do agree with that. But I think that they made a massively boneheaded decision when it came to putting Patreon builds of these applications, pardon me, I suppose I should phrase that better. They put builds of this application behind their Patreon, so it would be a little bit hard for anyone to argue against the idea of, oh, they are selling their emulator, which I think would actually legally make it piracy. Or a piracy tool rather, because regardless of the case, this is a massive fuck up on their part, and I think we all kind of know that. But in particular, I want to springboard off of this to discuss two other situations and say why I think they had it coming, other than the fact of like, hey, you should probably shut up about your cool thing, because otherwise I would say that the team Tropic, whatever, the Tropic Thunder or something, I don't fucking know. It has the word tropic in it somewhere, though. Somebody who knows a little bit more than I do can probably tell you, because I don't care to emulate Switch games. Because I have a Switch already, and I have most of the games that I would want to play on it. Because there haven't been a whole lot. So, the two stories that I want to tell you. The first one, this is several months ago, I was working on putting together a mod pack for my friend Brysolf and a couple of his other group. We call ourselves the Lazy Fat Guys, and we were making a Minecraft mod pack for ourselves. And one thing that I had noticed, I had seen a mod that I wanted to use, but it wasn't completely up to date, and I was a little bit disappointed by that. But I noticed that the mod maker, I will not be doxing who it is, but I do remember who it is. Obviously, because I'm not a fucking narc. Not a complete narc, anyway. So this person had builds for the relevant version of Minecraft on their Patreon, and I said to the guys at the time that I was like, yeah, well, this looks really cool, unfortunately I can't do it. Wait a second, how close is this to violating Mojang's terms of service regarding mods, which say a thing about, hey, don't charge people for it? Ultimately, it turns out that the answer would probably be very. So, yeah, guys, don't fucking do that. Also, the other thing that I want to say is that it is currently generally believed, or at least I'm pretty sure that it's just a belief and not necessarily confirmed, that Shanghai.exe Genso Network, which is a Toho Project / Mega Man Battle Network fan game that I've played on this channel before, and which I quite enjoyed, aside from the parts that I didn't enjoy, had this issue, pardon me, they had the same issue, rather, where they had Patreon exclusive releases of builds with more content and stuff done, and their game was eventually given a cease and desist by Capcom, despite the fact that, generally speaking, it seemed like Capcom was kind of okay with it up until around that point. And most people generally tend to think that that is what did them in. So, yes, I just want to say that, yeah, there's kind of precedent behind that, and I know that some people have been very hasty to say about Yuzu, oh, hey, what about Sony versus Bleem? That's kind of different because I don't believe that Bleem was putting paid builds or builds behind paywalls. I don't really remember that era perfectly well, but also there's the other part of my understanding is more not that the courts created, not that there were laws created as a consequence of court decisions, but more that the courts said, get away from me, you bother me, to Sony about it. And also there's the part where Bleem fucking died because of that. Because of their legal costs that were astronomical, at least compared to what the group had in the first place. So for anybody who wants to say, well, oh yeah, they should have called Nintendo's bluff, the team had to pay $2.4 million in the settlement, compared to what they probably would have been paying if they had gone to court. And again, assuming that they actually would have won their case, because, you know, laws don't actually exist for rich people, really. I feel like that 2.4 million compared to what they would have had to pay would be a drop in the fucking bucket. In a very, it would be very likely anyway. So, yeah, it sucks. I agree, and I kind of agree with people who are like, hey, screw Nintendo for this. I am not exactly a fan of corporate either, to put it nicely. You know, that at the very least, Iwata used to actually program, and now he's gone, so, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of respect for a lot of the people in suits anymore, but, you know, never mind me chatting shit. The important part here really is they absolutely were just it's really like one of those Eric Andre show memes, you know? They did it to themselves, and people who are complaining about it need to remember that, because oh boy, yeah, I don't want to call this justified, but also they did do some things that were incredibly stupid. Anyway, back to the game. And by back to the game, I mean for today, to the game, period. This here's a Lickitung. Let's blow it up for no good reason. It's probably not worth a ton of experience, but... oh, wow, it survived that. I'm actually surprised by that. That's kind of impressive. Okay, so we were on the bottom floor. All right. Now I just gotta take a look at where the hell we are anyway. Yeah, pretty much. They fucked around and they found out. Unfortunately, I think that people are gonna have the wrong takeaway from this, and really, I think it always kind of goes back to that one Wooly video where he's just like, shut the fuck up. Any of your fan projects, shut the fuck up. And he's absolutely right about that. You know, classic Woolly Wools being correct. Making the right decisions. Wait. That joke just feels a little bit like a rude stab about something. Anyway. Nice one tile encounter. Thanks, game. I love those. I'm trying to feel out the locations here to try to get this hidden item. I don't know how valuable the hidden items are, but they are a thing that exists here, so we may as well pick some of them up. Some of them are probably good. Send in Gigalith. Or if you're very silly like me, you might pronounce it Jigalith once in a while. .21 Gigaliths. Wait. Sorry. I shouldn't be saying things quite that goofy. Ooh, yeah, that was bound to happen. Stone Edge. Isn't it great when it does things? Oh, I'd be surprised if I haven't seen something like that before, because, yeah. Good old unknown related shit posting. Snorlax! Longtime favorite of most people. And not just because it's a good Pokemon. But also... And obviously we can't one-shot Snorlax, I mean... Otherwise, what would be the point of this thing, right? Honestly, Snorlax probably should be kind of a chonker that takes multiple hits to take down. Ooh! Ooh, ooh, ooh! You're a fast boy, aren't you? Shit. Do I have anything that can break through this type combination on here? I don't. Fuck me running. Oh boy. Yeah, this guy's a really nasty Pokemon. Crobat. I'm fast running out of options here. Oh, please don't kill me with this. Yeah. And we're just barely hanging on even if we're a crit. Oh, I think that pretty good is a good description of we managed to survive that, but ooh, we are gonna look and see if I have an escape rope. Thank fuck. I think we actually would not have taken the poison damage because that was his last Pokemon, wasn't it? But I get what you're saying otherwise, so yeah. Just fly back to Opelousas so that way we don't have to deal with any encounters. Because they're annoying. Heal up, and yeah, we're getting out of here. And, yeah. Oh, hey, a wild Garbodor. I don't think we've seen a wild one of those yet. But at that level, it is so not worth experience. Get out of here. Here's our double battle. I mean, I guess so, but I think a large part of that is the monochrome palette, really. Now I've got... I was gonna say, I still have Flash, right? Yeah. That's a thing, all right. Yeah, that hidden item will be in the rock. Sorry, someone posted usage stats in a Discord I'm in for competitive, and I'm just like, what? They are kind of bizarre. Is all I can really say about it. Yeah, I know that. It sure did. It died pretty badly. It was out for a couple hours after that, I think. Which is to say, I basically fell asleep after it decided to crash, and I was like, well, I'll, you know, hopefully it'll work in the morning, and it did, so there's that at least. So we're gonna try and actually finish off Challenger's Cave this time. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, I would expect as much. Alright, so we already dealt with that dude. You finished? Yeah, because you were like right up to Praetorium last time, right? Or at least pretty close. Yeah, I heard they made... his name is Ridditon? I could never remember that. Usually I just remember Cape Westwind because that's what it used to be. Way back in, at least before Endwalker. It was Cape Westwind, which was the lowest level trial that you could get in Trials Roulette. Like regular 8-player trial, I think. And Cape Westwind was infamous for being incredibly easy. To the point where you definitely had a lot of people who were like sometimes just challenge running in it, and you get groups of people who were going in there as close to naked as the game would allow you. But yeah, I do think it's kind of neat that they were like, hey, yeah, we actually made some of the solo content, well, specifically solo content. They made some of that a little bit harder for some of that, which is neat because, well, La Brea was another fight that used to just kind of go completely past you sometimes, because that used to be part of Praetorium. Was so way back when Castrum and Praetorium were both 8-man dungeons. The only ones in the entire game that weren't like trials that were 8-man content. It was very, very odd. So Castrum was a hell of a lot longer and not as linear. And there was a whole section where you had to lead Cid around, and there was what's her name? Livia. Yeah, Livia had a part of the fight where you just had to keep aiming cannons at her. So that used to be that one was significantly easier, but also the same with Praetorium. Praetorium actually has not changed very much, except that it's 4-man now, and there's a harder level, a harder eye level cap, pardon me. And they basically just split some content off the end of Old Prey into the Ultima Weapon sort of trial, the 4-man trial, and the La Brea fight. Those used to be part of the original Praetorium. And of course, because it was 8-man and the eye level cap was quite high, that stuff would just melt. But yeah, neat that they made that stuff a bit harder. I mean, I'm no longer at a point where I find... I'm no longer at a point where I find Prey to be... yeah, new Praetorium. I don't find it as threatening as I used to, but when I first went there and they capped the eye level to 60 compared to what it was before, I was like, oh, this is going to be a slog, and actually not really. I actually don't really know what exactly the new version of La Brea or any of that are like. Aside from the fact that I'm assuming that the endpoint is still a big DPS check, which I think it was. In the end, that's also because Ultima Weapon had that going, rather. Oh yeah, that would absolutely be a huge issue, to say the least. That's like, you've gotta... I would assume that's something where it's just like, you need to stay as close to him as possible and do tight circles, other than just sprinting to get away from it. But of course, if you use your sprint early, well, then you're up shit creek, really. Yeah, well, in that case, then, yeah, I guess most of the time it's basically just save your sprint or you're up shit creek, I guess. Again, though, I do like that they added some challenging single-player content. It matches with some of the... Gee, I'm trying to think what actually is like the toughest part of the game. Oh god, that's like you have to go early and basically call the entire pattern. That's kind of mean. That it sounds like a way that I would describe it is like they expect you to fail at least once. So that way you can start reading the patterns, which that's definitely that's pretty harsh, to put it succinctly. And, you know, probably use a feather light touch there. There's our TM. That's the big get from this place. But there's some other neat items hanging out. I thought we'd fought this trainer already, but I thought wrong. Clearly. She's opening up with a Wormadam Trash Cloak here, so that's a Bug Steel. We can still do good damage to it with Thunderbolt, and frankly, it's Wormadam. I'm not afraid of anything this has to offer me. Okay, that's actually some decent damage, so I'm a little afraid, but that's mostly by virtue of my not having HP to deal with it. Nevertheless, Wormadam is not usually like a terribly threatening Pokemon. Oh no, not my special attack. You dense motherfucker. Right, what else you got in there? Ninetales. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna say that we can stay in on this. And probably hit it pretty hard with Night Slash if we live through this, which we probably won't. Yeah, that was not exactly a calculated risk, to say the least. Well, I would assume that part of it would have to be because Pawniard evolves at level 52. But if it weren't for that, Bisharp is a pretty good Pokemon. Like, yeah, okay, you can exploit the fact that it dies to fighting moves hilariously, but aside from that, that's like the only real demerit that I can think of about Dark Steel as a type combo. It has good attack, it's got a good move pool. And it's a little slow. It's not the worst thing ever. Like, what? It's got to be at least 70 or something, right? 70, actually, I called it right on the dot. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily amazing, sure, but I generally think that speed stats have just been getting lower overall throughout recent Pokemon generations, to the point where 70 feels more respectable, outside of like a very few things that are massively ultra fast. Oh wow, I'm surprised we lived through that. That was pretty close. Yeah, the trainers in here do not goof off. So let's see if we can't get ourselves like a couple more items that are in this area and then get out. Because I believe, yeah, there's a heart scale. There's this thing, which is a black belt. And I think there's an oval stone here, which is a very silly thing, but especially to have, like, just down here. Like, is anybody out here just breeding for Happiny for any reason other than just to have it in the Pokedex? I'm pretty sure Chansey shows up in the wild in Unova. So the odds of you having to worry about that are quite slim. Give me just a second, I'll find it. There we go. Had to find something on the list of... And speaking of a load of garbage, here we go again. Game, please don't. No need to be this over the top with the rates. Come on. Come on. I could have just flown, honestly, and it would have taken me like a 10th of the time at this point. A 30 level advantage? That's about it. Because, yeah, otherwise Eelektross would be way too slow for me to escape with anything, really. Escape from anything, rather. That's better. That's better use those words. Alright, so before we go to what I think is going to be Black City is the closest location to our last stop here. Our last place to explore. We are going to, I guess, put Volcarona in storage. Because we need Waterfall in order to explore Abundant Shrine, unfortunately. And we cannot just fly there. Of course, due to a lack of link cable stuff, we can't actually encounter Lando at Abundant Shrine, but we can go there and we can pick up some items anyway. Okay, I see we would have needed Waterfall to get here anyway, even if we had gone that route. At least it looks like that's the case. Oh, okay, this thing wants to actually be a level 47. Oh no, I think we could have got here without Waterfall. At least it looks like that now. Bicycle, housing machine. Oh, I thought for a second these were actually be places for me to plant berries. But not quite. Nice! TM35, Flamethrower. A move that I believe out of our entire party will only be able to teach it to Volcarona. Like, if I recall correctly, the eel can learn a fire move, either that or Fire Blast in later generations, but not here. Oh no, it can learn Flamethrower in this game. I mean, at this point, I'm feeling like that's probably a better choice than Flash Cannon. So, I mean, fuck it, right? We may as well. Hey, a ball mushroom. We can give that to a guy on Route 5, I think. Anything going on in this house? And just telling me about Landorus. Ooh, Bronzong. And it's level 50. This might be worth a chunk. Yeah, plus we got Flamethrower to make this an easier fight, so... That's pretty nice. The old Master Gyro Ball. Along with the other Pokemon that are really good to move. Oh, this kid's got Caterpie, that's adorable. Buddy, I hope you've got something a little bit more interesting than that. In fact, Caterpie is such a garbage Pokemon, I feel like I can just Dragon Claw and that'll be it. Pineco, that might be a little bit more durable. Yeah, it's only 8 PM here. Oh, it's got... Of course it does. Then again, it's not really strong enough to kill with Explosion. And thankfully, it's just Pineco. And at a 3-level deficit. Its Explosion is not that scary, thankfully. Hey, level 65. That is the main mark that we're looking for with our Pokemon here. Oh yeah, I forgot what my other move was that I got. Oh right, it was Poison Jab that I got rid of for Flash. I should put that back on at some point. But send in Masquerain. I mean... Listen, not to act like I'm being threatened by Masquerain, but... It does have a move set, or a type set rather, that kind of counters Leavanny reasonably well. So, I mean, it could pull some BS out of its hat. I keep bumping my microphone and thumb and stuff. Oops. Put Leavanny up front. Take this. Give it back Poison Jab or something. I think it was Poison Jab that it had. But yeah, after we give it the old Lucky Egg. I don't know off the top of my head. For now, Poison Jab is going to be okay. If I double check and I see if I can get something different in there later, I'll do that. No, Fairy type was not a thing in this game, so we can't teach a Fairy type move because those don't exist yet. Oh hey, Chimecho. This time, we can actually find it at a real encounter rate, which almost defeats the purpose of this Pokemon a little bit. Right, this thing is just pure bug, isn't it? It's also gonna annoy me out of my PP, because, yeah. Sawsbuck. This thing can be removed with X-Scissor, hopefully. Yeah. There's a little bit of EXP. And about sending Tangela. Tangela can be dealt with various different ways. Like this, for example. Okay, yeah, I know what I can give Leavanny instead of Poison Jab. Gotta go find it. Aerial Ace, there we go. Otherwise, sadly, its learn set is a little bit lacking. Like, it doesn't have any sort of rock moves or anything neat like that, but it's got stuff that'll do. Yeah, I gotta remember that Poison in this era literally only hits grass super effectively. I always keep thinking that there's something else, because, like, oh yeah, doesn't hit 3 types starting in Gen 6, and it does not, actually. It's just that Fairy type was so big of a deal that being able to hit it for super effective damage is just that good. Vulpix and Noctowl, so we're not exactly rocking the best front line to deal with these fellas here, but I think we can do this. feel like they should have left poison being super effective against bug or something like that. Or, I don't know, people say make poison super effective against water is another thing that you hear sometimes. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea either. This is surprisingly not a Pokemon I can deal with as well as I'd like to. Let's see how much damage Aerial Ace does on it. Like nothing, actually, but I'll do it again anyway. If it wants to keep using Psycho Shift, sure. Leaf Blade is 90 power, I think. So... yeah, that would actually probably be more damaging, come to think of it, even with the resist. But only just. Yeah, that's what I was still just thinking, yeah, it's probably more damage even after the resist, because Aerial Ace is only 60. Oh, hi, Slowbro. Level 64, too. This is probably going to be a worthy chunk of experience here. Hopefully. Yeah, Leaf Blade is more damaging. Alright. Aw, come on. They wouldn't give a Wild Slowbro the Funbro moveset. Oh god. I can only imagine. I don't 100% know what Slowbro is currently cooking in competitive, but I do know that there was a brief period when there was a strategy known as Funbro for Slowbro, and Funbro is one of the most toxic things ever. Funbro is the reason why there's a no endless battles clause on Smogon, is because it was a Slowbro that basically could set up a battle that goes forever. Yeah, I think there was actually a raid where Slowbro was kind of the MVP. I can't remember which one it was, because that description is only so helpful, but that does sound familiar. But also, I haven't kept up super well on a lot of the raids. I bought the DLC when, and I still haven't gotten to it yet. I need to fix that at some point. Oh yeah, that sounds familiar now. Yeah, and I remember that this was also a raid where having a Clear Smog abuser was like a really good thing, and it was a Pokemon that you could put in there fairly easily. And I remember there being a lot of discourse about that being like a huge pain in the ass because people were trolling that raid with Clear Smog. And it was causing Slowbro players some issues. DM92! A very cool move, Trick Room, but not one that we're going to be putting to use anytime soon. I can unfortunately assure you of that. Oh no, that path's just crossable. It looked like it was because of the effect of the different vertical levels on the trees. Yeah, let me use one of my, like, 8 million hyper potions real quick. I mean, I may as well, right? This isn't a great fight for me, so I'm just gonna walk away from those. Yeah, they bumped them down to, like, what, 120, I think? Now, to be fair, the scaling on your basic potions was kind of fucky. Even after you count in stuff like Moo Moo Milk and all the beverages and stuff. But I think that probably was going a little bit overboard. This kiddo's got a Yanma, that's pretty cool. I remember the Yanma from Pokemon Colosseum that had compound eye. Did it have compound eyes? I think it had compound eyes, but more importantly, you could give it... Yeah, it had compound eyes, and you could give it hypnosis. And I just kind of love that, even though that's, like, turbo banned in any of those little cup kind of formats. Right, now, buddy, I hope you got something I can kill a little more easily than a bug type, because otherwise I gotta switch. But it's in a Ninjask. Yeah, that's gonna be a not likely to happen for me, dog. Well, that was not expected. Can't believe it didn't die. Alright. Let's fix that issue right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get to this last hidden item. And just to pick up anything else that's still left over here. I don't think I'm missing any of the regular ground items. is one more trainer that I haven't fought here also. It's just that this place is a little bit full of some odd paths and stuff. There we go. And the answer is not so much, but we'll take it anyway. I mean, it's probably like a quarter of a hyper potion or something. I forget how much the mushrooms are worth. Yeah, here's some EXP for us. That should at least get us to 65 on Bisharp. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I'm gonna turn that back on in a second. I am, however, going to actually feed a revive here. Because again, our goal is getting our main party all to 65 before we decide to go to another milestone. Nah, it's just another tiny mushroom. Oh well. This should be the last trainer and the last anything here, really, because yeah, it looks like we got everything else. Well, I mean, I feel like it would be better to not, like, make everything, you know, unbalanced in terms of level. The next thing that we do after this is probably just going to be going back to Nimbasa City and taking those daily fights. And, well, also dumping all of our money items. And then moving on to the Elite Four for the second round. And seeing just how badly out-leveled we are. I'm pretty sure they start low 70s. So we should at least be able to get a little bit of headway on some of them. And I guess if need be, we can take Kyurem out of storage and feed it Ice Beam instead of Glaciate. Otherwise, I don't know where there's trainers of like a real level. To be honest with you, we're not really set up to do Battle Subway for very much of anything. And we don't have any battle points because we only get those from Battle Subway as far as I know. So we can't really use that as a source of trading for other good items. I mean, we might be able to pick at like the lower levels of Battle Subway, but that's about it. Yeah, and for some reason only one of them shows up in Legends Arceus. But not the other. Which is kind of odd. I think it was Ingo in Legends. So are all these dudes out here just... Yeah, they're just generic NPCs. They're not actual battles, right? Not even this dude. Not that Ingo. Yeah, I guess that's a distinct possibility. I know extremely little about Legends ZA except that it exists. Or I suppose it might be clearer to say will exist sometime next year. And it's centered in Kalos and based on Zygarde. And also that a lot of people wanted black and white era remakes, and I said, I think maybe wait a bit for that. I mean, I love these games, but also, I would want it to not be this year anyway. And two, there is also the matter that these have direct sequels, which is a rarity. And of course, the third point of just, I don't know, I think maybe it would be more interesting to do other stuff with this location. Or the storyline and everything. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I want out of the Pokemon franchise, really, that some of it's probably a little silly. I forgot what the name was, but another Coliseum game, or I guess it would be under technically the Extra Dimension header, because remember that that's what the name of it was Pokemon Extra Dimension, or as most people know it, Pokemon XD, because that's how they chose to describe it. And of course, XD is well, that's an emote instead of a word, so naming it that was rather silly. Also, speaking of rather silly, I forgot to get Volcarona back out of the box. I didn't see what that was. It was Lick, I think. Yeah. And see, this is why I should probably have done that, because now we got... Well, Simisage can be handled by Cloaker anyway. It does not have a gun. That's kind of a shock, considering... I'm gonna go pick Volcarona back up, because even though Volcarona's in the 70s... It's actually kind of funny that you say something like that, because originally when I was doing some ideas for fan designs for when I was... I mean, I would hesitate to say that I did any, like, physical designs, but I was writing out ideas, basically, and, you know, using my words, the one thing that I'm good at, as opposed to my art skills. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo has other things to get in the way of, like emulators. And to be honest, I feel like if Nintendo did give Palworld any, like, real shit, I think that would just lend a little bit too much credence to the people who are like, oh, well, they feel threatened by... And those people don't deserve anything. Regarding Yuzu, they already settled out of court, you know. The settlement involves the Yuzu team paying $2.4 million and ceasing development of the emulator. and taking the stuff down, which has all been done already. I mean, obviously, it's still going to be out there, but... You know, that... Obviously, the real problem there is that children don't know how to pirate anymore. I mean, sure, but that's somebody else. That's... The same thing happened with Pokemon Uranium, yes, but... But also, like... You know, that's... Okay, so they're playing whack-a-mole with it, and... Yeah, see, I'm not 100% sure how much that particular group did specifically, other than developing the emulator, and there was talk of like a key file being included that Nintendo was asserting was taken out of their stuff. I actually talked about this at the very top of the stream, so yeah. Like, again, it seems like the overall thing was more that a lot of people were being directed towards Yuzu by the folks who uploaded the game images for Tears of the Kingdom and stuff, which also, those circulating is definitely not that team's fault either. That's because somebody broke Street Date on it. However, they definitely were not shy about it, and indeed, the thing specifically of paywalling builds behind Patreon, that I think is like the big thing that got them, because that's just a bonehead move in general, really. Again, I understand that people need to eat, and I'm not necessarily saying that for a hobbyist for a hobbyist programming project, I don't think passing the hat around is necessarily a bad thing, and nor do I really think that rewarding donors is a bad thing either, but that's what like credit sections are for example. That seems like a good place to put all the names that would be fairly uncontroversial. And frankly, if you need more than that for the optional donation, I feel like that's a you problem. I've already talked about this, though. I mean, what is there really to say? Other than, oh, now you fucked up, etc. Wait. I could go search for that clip and play that in the background. But ultimately, it's fine. Ryujinx still seems to exist. So, for people who are like, hey, yeah, I really need there to be a Switch emulator so that way I can play these games in ultra high resolution. Last time I checked, yeah, there is still a Switch emulator, and indeed it's the one that I was... Again, which is funny because the other one that is still out there, as far as I know, is the one that was being advertised, not by the developer, by a game news site who I won't name. Oh, okay, it was Kotaku. Who were very specifically talking about it running Metroid Dread better than the Switch did at release. And yeah, I dumped on that one in a video. I actually went and re-downloaded that video. I had to re-download it because the hard drive all my old videos were on died. And I trimmed that part out because I thought about re-uploading it as like a short or something to be like, hey, yeah, this seems pretty relevant today. But I never really did that other part of it. At the very least, again, it's probably quite possible to go track down a version of Citra on a torrent site that's a little bit newer. Since usually that stuff is quite hard to completely erase from the internets. From the interwebs. I'm not sure I like my ability to actually get out of this without Cloaker dying from a fireball or whatever this other guy's move is called. Oh, yeah, especially not after that. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me that both these are that fast? Really? What nonsense. So, regarding GitHub and that stuff, one problem is also that, yeah, any sort of pull and clone and stuff like that kind of requests, I'm not using the correct terms because I am not good at that sort of thing specifically. I haven't really looked at that in a, you know what I'm saying. God damn, am I really getting my ass kicked by these piece of shit apes? Am I actually having a fucking problem here with the fucking Bored Ape Yacht Club? Yeah, okay, where was I before I suddenly realized I was having a bad time with this fight of all things? That's the wrong... I'm holding the controller sideways for some reason. Anywho, yeah. So, requests of that nature do tend to get tracked, so I think it would have to be somebody re-uploading a version of Citra separately for it to not immediately get tagged. Again, this is why I say go look for it elsewhere, because... yeah, it just, you know, it's better to be careful. And again, most torrent-type sites are kind of clean and stuff, and I would expect that people would be uploading recent versions of that on there. See, it's weird because I'm pretty sure that the other versions of those element monkeys that we fought earlier were of higher level, and yet they were slower. You know, good old randomized IVs really throwing in a lot of weight there. So we've got one more double battle here, and then we've got the other stadium, and that will give us some more experience. And then we can hopefully endure only a minimum of pain at the Pokemon League. I mean, it's not going to be pretty because we're still quite under level, but at the very least, it can be less bad than it actually normally would be. Well, so this is our only real source of experience outside of wild battles that I know of here. We've got access to, I mean, other than crashing into the Elite Four until we die over and over. That doesn't count, though. I mean, maybe it does, but I don't want it to. But yes, the Battle Subway typically has, like, real AI for its trainers. I was too busy not noticing that this trainer has a cast form. It's okay, it's not gonna go fast enough to actually get me. Yep. It's cast form. Buddy, I don't know what you were expecting, but you should not have, that's for sure. So, Queenmaker actually does quite well against a multitude of the Elite Four. So, come to think of it, I think that what we're gonna do from here is put all of our eggs into this particular basket. I'm going to assume that no matter what, Irene, it would actually be able to transform during a sandstorm. That's just my guess. Because, yeah, for some reason, that's just not a thing. Oh, you fool. Oh, right, yeah, okay. I didn't think about that. Well, it's almost a pity that those are this trainer's last two Pokemon, because we were at +4 and I would have loved to have kept that going. That seems like it would have been funny. Baltoy at level 67, but Baltoy is actually, like, decently defensive. Yeah, I would hope that it would die in one hit, but I also would not necessarily be surprised if it didn't. Zebstrika often has Flare Blitz or Flame Charge. Started auto-translating video titles recently. I have not seen that. Is that a thing that's going on? I don't know what to tell you, Chief. Wow, okay, that sure happened. But I get hit by counter or something? I was literally not paying attention. Because to be honest, what the fuck would I expect? Oh, really? It killed me with Pedal Dance. I know Pedal Dance is strong and all, but I call bullshit. It's not that strong. Not on a resist. I think every Pokemon... Wow, okay. I think every Pokemon on my team has been treated as a clearly bad idea at least one point, except maybe Volcarona. I mean, sure, but again, I just don't feel like... that seems really extreme of a thing to happen, especially for the fact that... I don't know, the stats just don't seem like they add up, but I think Bisharp's special defense is actually kind of mediocre. Yeah, it was very likely a crit, but again, I was not looking at the screen, because... At this point, I am autopiloting a little bit, because... I mean, come on! I'll at least look to see what I'm fighting, and then I'll just be like, yeah, I know how this is going. It's using Magnet Rise. Very funny. You're not special enough to eat an Earthquake. Voltorb. Ooh, just barely. Yeah, that seems like the kind of damage that I would take from Hydro Pump, to be fair. Musharna. I feel like I can get this thing. Yeah, this is before it got nerfed. I shouldn't do this, actually. Because it might have aftermath. That's respectable damage out of Drifblim, which is not really a Pokemon I've ever really known for being an offensive powerhouse. Oh, and you got the stat drop. Well, gonna have to really... Oh, I'm gonna have to really fall just short, huh? Well then. Sitting at Umbreon as the last Pokemon. Umbreon's a special tank, I think, not a physical one, so Brick Breaking it should still be an option. Not as good as I'd like. Now hopefully that's not like a max roll or something, and I can get the kill in this next Brick Break. Because otherwise I'm cat food. But hey, we did gain a level. There's still the double battles here, I think, for anything. See this switch. Well, Zebstrika is a sub-ideal Pokemon to see, but maybe it just won't Flare Blitz me. Oh, you double jerk. I didn't even get my tiny bit of chip damage. It should probably do only like mid damage, yeah. Not the most amazing thing in the entire world. Now this is the last trainer here, I think. Yeah, using the two grass types. Well, you know that apparently Lilligant can just kill my ass with Petal Dance, so we should probably deal with that first. Thankfully, it aimed in the wrong direction. Although, yeah, that damage is kind of sick. Whimsicott may or may not have, like, useful utility moves. I mean, it had Tailwind, which is pretty handy in a case like this. But I suppose that depends on how much we find out if anyone involved likes jazz. Wait, give me a minute to actually put this joke together properly, but yeah. Never mind. Okay, so I think this is just gonna be it. We're gonna make one last little moveset tweak here before we go on to the Elite Four. And that's going to be teaching Mothula how to use Psychic. And Hidden Power, which is probably like Poison type or something, get fucked. We're using a better move now. Pretty much. But at this point, I mean, that's about the last that we've got of the game. What else can I mean, I could go chase Tornadus around Unova like a jackass. Or go catch the deer or something, but, like, Pokédex completion doesn't really matter to us because we still can't get everything due to a lack of trading. Do you sell... You're the TM shop. There's nothing there that matters to me. Alright, gang, do you sell the goods here? Yes. Should be more than enough full restores. Full heal. By far more of those than we could ever possibly need, but trust me on this one. I actually kind of want to go bankrupt before I go fight the Elite Four. So that way, in case I absolutely get my shit kicked in, I'm not losing very much money. Just for good measure, we'll buy one last Hyper Potion. I did forget to buy Revives. But I like to think I'll be okay on that. If not, then I'll find out sooner rather than later, won't I? Alright, folks. It's time! We're flying to the Pokemon League. So let's deal with Chantal first here. It would be spelled as... I don't know. I didn't think that through. Okay, Cough Egregious as the opener. I should have remembered that. Level 71, that's not terrible, all considered. Although I am kind of realizing I'm going to need a PP recovery, like, right after this fight. Energy Ball is a good move, considering we just learned 10 minutes ago that apparently Bisharp is weak to grass. Maybe it's not on this one. Oh, yeah. I've talked about Cough Egregious and the name issue before. And just been like, why did anyone think that was a good... That... They could have done a lot of different things in terms of localizing the name. In that regard. I'm not feeling like we can get a one-shot here, so I'm going to switch. Which realistically is what I should have done to begin with. Yeah, see, we dodged that hammer arm too. That's pretty good. Shadow Punch, though. Ooh, not so much. Ow, 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 ow. Fuck. That's not nice. However, the damage we countered with is pretty good. So I think this switch is actually probably the safe bet, because... Yeah, it Shadow Punched again, and that did, like, nothing to us. Now, surely there's no fucking way this thing outspeeds, right? Yeah, we get the drop on it, and we get the kill. Oh, yeah. About to send in Chandelure, and our water type is pretty severely beat up. Yeah, they upped the name limit in X and Y finally, but unfortunately they didn't go back and change any of the old names. I guess probably for compatibility reasons, although actually I wonder how people would have thought about that for, you know, for Relegator specifically. Being the big one. Oh, wow, we lived that. I'm shocked. Alright, now give me a safe switch or a whiff. Yes! Oh, yes. The whiff saved us. Alright. Jellicent. Cloaker can probably pull this one off. Leaf Blade. We have Shadow Claw in the reserve there in case we get curse bodied. Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Sludge Wave, that's neutral damage, yeah? No, because Bug doesn't resist poison. Restore, of course. Damn. We did just a little too much damage, I think. And we're still cursed, yeah, it's still disabled. I feel like it needs some sort of visual tell over the move slot in some way. Yeah, tragically no crit for us, and we're about to be walking into another full restore, I'm pretty sure. Alright, come on, just don't curse me. Oh wow, no full restore. Fuck. I'm gonna have to switch to deal with whatever's coming next. About sending Driftblim. Yeah, I'm making the biting a lemon face right now because I don't have good choices to deal with Driftblim. I just have to hope that I'm faster so that way I can chunk this thing really hard. And I'm not, because, you know, why would I be faster than the slowest flying type in the entire goddamn series, pretty much? That's not true, but I think Driftblim is actually not very fast. Thunder, alright, okay, sure. That's gonna be, we're gonna take a heal. I'm surprised we didn't die from aftermath damage suddenly. HP is still in the hyper potion range. It has Unburden. Well, I mean, doesn't Unburden require it to consume its item? Whatever. Hey, whiffed 2 thunders in a row. Now you're getting my RNG, you fucker. I like to see that. Level 70. But send in Frostlass as your last Pokemon. Well, I've got a better idea than just trying to gun that down with Night Slash. I could have used Iron Head, really, but I think I can do even more damage with this. Although, yeah, Frostlass is fast as fuck, so that makes sense. How about some Heat Wave, though? Nice. Not so bad, really. Although I think later Elite Four members are going to be having Pokemon that range to higher levels. We'll find out when we get there, though. We had that. Just had to switch around a couple times. Although the Chandelure was kind of potentially gross. We made it out of there just fine. Y'all are worried about too much here. We're gonna go and fight Caitlyn next. Because, like I said, Bisharp is a pretty good choice against multiple of the Elite Four here. I think she'll be easier to deal severe damage to than would be Grimsley. And of course, Marshall, we got other things to deal with Marshall. Drew Musharna, send out Reuniclus. We've already talked about how this thing's name is pronounced. And mostly we just tear it apart because Reuniclus is not really... Ooh, this is an issue. This is a big issue. Mothula to just set things on fire, I guess. Oh yeah, this thing's level 73 also. Well, hey, at least it's burned, so if this is say if it lives, it probably will have an even less good time doing that again. But send Sigilyph. Yeah, we're gonna switch back. And just to mix things up here a little bit, we're gonna take it down with some Thunderbolts. Because that's not usually a bad move. Although, yes, it hurts, so it's a little rough. Come on, live through that. Yes, just barely. And the crit. Oh, yes. Send in Musharna. Yes, and we know how to deal with that. Mostly we just scare it away. Oh no, they found out about my secret weapon, the Lucky Egg. Switch back to X Scissor here to preserve PP on our Night Slash. I didn't even remember that, but neat. Hey, level 71. Wants to learn Guillotine. Well, listen. That's not going to come in too much handy here. Bronzong. So, not knowing what ability Bronzong has, we are just going to revert to trying to set it on fire. Down it goes. And lastly, are you gonna leave this thing in this time, you fucking weenie? Yeah, I'm gonna assume that Levitate was its actual ability, just because that would be the more powerful choice. But I'm not necessarily certain. Oh no, it used Hypnosis on me. I don't think this thing has any actual moves. Okay, it has Reflect. It can annoy me slightly. But yeah, buddy, screens and that's it. Yeah, you got Reflect. Alright, you got Hypnosis, Reflect, and let me guess, 2 Psychic type damaging moves. Not even Defense Curl. To drag this out as much as possible. Ta-da! We won. Alright, so let's do a quick PP check here. Yeah, we've got 8 X scissors, 15 brick breaks. I'm thinking we've got what it takes to deal with Grimly right now, or whatever his name was. Grimsburg. Grim up north, I don't know. Oh, I get it. Oh. Boo. We go up this conveyor belt hill here. How do all of you people feel about these like more elaborate Elite Four rooms as opposed to the classic style? Just out of curiosity, yeah. Sharpedo opening things up here. Sharpedo is kind of a glass cannon. It does, however, move fast, and that's a bit of an issue for us. Because we ain't exactly the tankiest MFers here either. And we might die from the rough skin. Oh, we got close. Someone is not amused by our bullshit. Oh god, Scrafty. Oh. Alright, so we're just gonna try to muscle this thing with Heat Wave. Oh boy, yeah, that's death. That's just death. But hopefully with the cross counter. Nice budget explosion, dipshit. Sent in Liepard. Yeah, technically a Pokemon, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, that's not great. But we lived because Liepard is that weak. Send in Drapion. So, Drapion is going to be best handled with an Earthquake. Although, admittedly, I am quite concerned about living because Drapion is quite a powerful Pokemon. And, of course, Ghost doesn't really do super well against Dark defensively. This thing has good moves. It's got pretty well-rounded stats. It actually is a fairly solid defensive Pokemon, if I recall correctly. Yeah, so if we want to... If we want to deal with this, this is probably actually the hardest fight of this entire Elite Four for us, then. Jeez. Oh, and you got the defense drop after I switched. Wow. Alright, jerk. I see how it is. Sending Crocodile. Alright, let's gamble on this one. I should be able to go faster. No, it has Intimidate. Weird. Wow, it outspeeds us? Are you kidding me? Really? Really? Alright, okay, sure. That's good and wonderful. I did not know that Crocodile moved that fucking fast. Okay, base 100, that would make sense, but also, like, it's that fast, really? That's kind of a shock, actually. We're hanging on by a... Yeah, why couldn't you have gotten a 2-turn Outrage Buster? 92, that's a weird number. Yay, level 67 for Jellicent. About to send in Bisharp. So, we're going to be a little bit up against it here because the speed is going to be very, very close. But if we win this race, the odds of this being a one-shot are pretty high. Yeah, there we go. That was tough. You know, thinking about it, there was probably no reason for me to buy those max potions like, at all. Well, I guess Boat Eater has some amount of HP over 200, but just barely. So we're gonna put Boat Eater up front for Marshall because I think it's quite reasonable for me to say that I expect more of his Pokemon to have rock moves than I do expect them to have moves that are super effective against Ghost. Opening with Breath. That's not exactly the thing we want to see right now, but we might be able to get past it, or it can just spore us. That's always a fun possibility. However, this is not really a Pokemon that's known for rock moves, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it's using Grass Knot, like, whatever. That's technically a move you can use, I guess. We're going in for Heat Wave. I was waiting for that to be the 10%, but thankfully no. The game knew when it was time to not be a complete dickhead, and it chose not to be a complete dickhead in this one moment. This thing is faster than me. Okay. Stone Edge. Oh, of course. Well, no, because Quiver Dance doesn't save me from that dog shit. What's even the fucking point then? He's not going to be rocking Power Gem. That's the thing I'd be worried about in that case. That would actually get reduced by that. There's absolutely no way that would be a smart use of my resources. Ah, yes, let me set up against a thing that has Spore. That's not going to work either. Listen, are you trying to get me to lose? Alright. Switch out. So, probably waste close combat. Yeah, I mean, close combat is actually spammable. It's not super power. Stone Edge. Don't do a lot of damage. Okay, it did a fair amount of damage, but, like, still enough that we can live. Okay, seriously with this thing? I know this Pokemon well enough to know that it's not this strong. Sure, we're a couple levels behind, but, like, it shouldn't be doing this level of... Well, thankfully, Stone Edge actually whipped. I'm glad to see that that's a thing that exists still. So... Throw. Yeah, this is a Pokemon that would actually take a couple of hits. I just don't know what it would have that could hit me. Probably not Stone Edge. Oh, Earthquake instead. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, plus that's actually going to actually hit me in every case, but... also gross. And there's a crit. That's not fun. That means I get to spend another turn healing when I could be casting Psychic. Yay! It was a 2-hit instead of a 3-hit. That's good. Now, Toxicroak. This is a Pokemon that shouldn't live through a single hit. If I can't one-shot Toxicroak, then something is fucked. Kelder. This is another Pokemon that would have Stone Edge, so I'm not gonna go straight to just hatching up Volcarona yet. We're gonna try to fight through the Toxic and the other garbage here, and yeah. I was hoping we'd be able to at least live to take turn damage as our kill, but oh well. Nope, no safety goggles. Well, you know what, dude? You go ahead and Hammer Arm. So that way, I know that you won't be able to get the drop on me with Stone Edge. Not that I think Conkeldurr would be able to outspeed Volcarona, but I mean, look at what we saw with Sawk. Just pulling that out of its ass. And about sending me and Xiao. This is his last Pokemon. And again, a Pokemon that will definitely outspeed us to do something absolutely silly. Fuck me. At this point, I basically just have to hit this thing with whatever I have that hits hardest. Which, yeah, okay, Earthquake will do the most damage. Holy fuck, are you okay? Really? Please, game, don't give me that much of a heart attack, jeez. And if I gotta sit here and heal off all 20 of these, then I'll be, you know, then whatever, but... Sheesh. We're cutting it close. You know, again, even barring crits happening, which they did not, so. Nice. All right, so it's going to be going on to the champion in a moment here. After I heal up and kind of groan a little bit, because fuck. All right, so I don't remember what all the champion has Pokemon-wise, other than having a Volcarona. I mean, I can go look it up, and I can just be like, well, alright, so I'm gonna do that, but... Let's have a quick look here. Alright, Alder, what Pokemon are you using here? Alright, so he's got Excelgor, he's got Bouffalance, Druddigon, Vanillux, Escavalier, and Volcarona. Yeah, he's got some grossness going on here. I've got 3 rare candies. Where can I distribute these at the end here, just to get me a little bit of... Let's do this, I guess. And bump up 2 of our Pokemon that are gonna actually be sort of useful. Is we're going to be fighting from a severe disadvantage here. On the other hand, there is one very big upside, which is that a lot, and I mean a lot of his team is weak to fire. Can anybody learn Stone Edge on my team? Yes, and it's honestly a couple of oddballs here. Alright, so we got Cross Scissor, Brick Break. Yeah, X Scissor is not going to be useful for this fight, so we can dump that for Stone Edge. And even though Megaduce is not really looking like a Pokemon that would get a chance to use this very readily, let's see what we can do anyway. I'm thinking screw you, Hammer Arm. A move that has not come in handy through this entire Elite Four. All right, folks, let's do it. This is time for the final boss of Pokemon Black version. There he is. He even kind of looks like Volcarona a little bit. At least the hair. Let's go. I don't remember if I switched my team around to account for this guy opening with Axeldor. Okay, yeah, I did. I'm choosing this because I'm hoping to surprise him by throwing out Flamethrower on this. I mean, if I start with Volcarona, he's going to be like, oh shit, I should switch to Druddigon or something. But if we do this instead... Yeah, see, there we go. There's our one-shot. And he's going to send in Bouffalant instead. He's kind of got my number on a couple of things here. I am now looking at a full moveset here. We're sending in Megaduce just on account of being big and being able to do big damage. Well, if you give it a regional variant where it has a flock of seagulls haircut instead of an afro... Wait. What? Eh, forget it. Oh, are we speed tied? That's funny. Unfortunately, it didn't work out so well for us the second time. I'm trying to keep him out of full restore. Yeah, I know, right? Right after I got rid of Hammer Arm, it's like, oh yeah, this is the thing that would be... Oh. Son of a bitch! Yeah, of course we got on the speed tie, right? Well, that's okay. I can crack this guy open like a walnut right now. About to send in Druddigon. Ew, I've seen its moveset. I don't like that, but at least something here has an ice move. Oh, he's using Outrage instead of the Dark type move. Okay then. I get it, game. Not allowed to have fun. Here, this shouldn't proc Rough Skin. And oh baby, here comes the the ignore your own confusion and hit me anyway. Yep, called it. I mean, I shouldn't be mad because, again, we're kind of evenly matched right now, but also I'm gonna be mad anyway. Now, this is a Pokemon he doesn't really have a whole lot of anything to counter it with, but yeah, it's just like, hey, I lost a coin flip. Alright, sending in Escavalier. Well, Escavalier just dies immediately to Heat Wave. Yeah, if I had not gotten the kill with Bug Buzz, which might have been a bit of a surprise, admittedly, then yeah, he would have absolutely gotten that. So yeah, here comes the big bug on campus for us. And all of our normal resists are dead, which is unfortunate because this thing has fucking Hyper Beam. But I've got revives to spare. And most importantly, I can make this guy pick Overheat, basically, by doing this. Oh, no, he's not picking Overheat, he's picking Bug Buzz. I mean, I guess fair enough, because Bug Buzz is strong enough to get a kill too, a 10 level deficit, but I was hoping for the Overheat, because that would have made the rest of this a little bit safer. Oh well. Yeah, you go ahead and Quiver Dance, that's fine. You're probably going to need more boosts to one-shot me. Or at least one more. And on the other hand, I feel like I've got your number with this one, buddy. Oh yeah. Not even a crit. Now, for the last Pokemon, Vanillux. Let's see if we can let Megaduce get the glory here. Probably not, but we may yet be surprised. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's getting very, very down to the wire here. Not nearly as much as, wow, this thing is remarkably fast. Like, are you sure about that game? $79 compared to Pokemon 100. Shit, I missed it. Maybe I just don't have good speed. I missed 2 Heat Waves in a row. Don't. Just don't. Yeah, the accuracy is only as bad as 90%. 2 in a row is kind of mean. I mean, it's not completely outside of specification. It's a 1% chance. If it had happened all 3 times in a row, I would have just been like, boy, I'm glad it would have been way too late in the game to uninstall, but I would really have felt it, you know? But there we go. We are finally the champions of Unova. After having to beat the Elite Four twice, because that fuck gets us. And the least they could do is prepare me a nice shiny medal, and they won't. Well, yeah, you get some good rest. I like the background effect for the types on the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame in this game looks pretty rad. This is some good visuals, and you get to see all my bugs, and it's not going to give evidence of my two ghosts either, surprisingly. You get to see that I really like my bugs and ghosts. 40 hours, 47 minutes. That's not as bad as it could have been. Oh, I thought that just played through, and then but that time I pressed the button to, yeah. Man, how is Shedinja the only bug ghost? Alright, gang. Credits roll. We already had one of these, didn't we, right? Yeah, because I commented on that when I sent out the notifications of like, oh wait, aren't we technically in the post-game because we had a credits roll? Although we're not the champions, so we didn't fulfill the goal. We haven't really beaten the game, but also we have because credits. So, yeah, nothing changes from there. There's a lot of content that we could not do with this, but a large part of that is because we can't trade. And also, I did kind of get lazy, you know, we didn't catch the Swords of Justice. I could have done that. There's some other stuff I could have done. But, yes, that is it for Pokemon Black version. I hope you enjoyed, despite my frequent emissions of frustration. I enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next game.